Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do reaction, and we're continuing our BL Music Week, where we're reacting to either songs from BL series that I've watched recently, or actors from the BL series who also happen to be amazing singers. And right now, we're going to get the best of both worlds because we're reacting to one of my babies, Mr. Ian Pangilinan, and his song, Kilometer from Gaia sa Pelikula. Now, when I started this reaction week, I mentioned that Gaia sa Pelikula had my all-time favorite just soundtrack that I've heard overall from the BL series that I've watched. A lot of the series I've watched have had great music, but this one just collectively is like the best, top tier. Like, fight me on it, I don't care. But I mentioned specifically that there are 4 songs on the soundtrack that were my favorites for different reasons, and I've already reacted to True Young Lovers, Tulog na Mahal Ko, and Fools, and now we're getting to Kilometer. Now, I was hoping to find a live version of this because all the other versions I've reacted to have been live versions because I want to hear this live. I want to hear, but I couldn't find one anywhere. So we're just going to react to the music video because I haven't watched the music video yet. Yeah, so we're just going to dive on in and watch my babies.
Makiride ka na ha? Baka nasa renta mo this month.
Yes, ate. Nagmamahalan kami. Gusto ko magtrabaho sa pelikula. Turuan mo ako. Deal? Deal.
Pinasasakit niya ulo mo, no?
Sobra!
I refuse to be a plot device that triggers somebody else's identity crisis.
Magugustuhan mo to, si Vlad.
Bakit hindi?
I like how they're showing all the ending credit scenes, how the relationship evolved throughout the series.
Bakit kailangan may kahulugan yun?
So why act like I just accused you of a crime?
God. That line kills me every time. The look in Ian's eyes. Ugh. Y'all gonna make me cry with all these damn scenes.
Ukitin sa puno ating mga ngalan.
They're so cute together.
Hindi ko maintindihan.
Nang kung maligaw ay palatandaan.
Wish mo na. Wish.
Sa away at kantsawan mat pagmamalabis, may pag-ibig pa rin, huwag ka na umalis. Dahil dito na susukat ang layo, ang sentro nitong daigdig. Wala nang makadadaig. Sa atin pa rin ang uwi. Bato bala ni pusong pagal, magbabalik sa pagmamahal.
Dad, gusto ko magsilip mo ng pelikula.
Stop it.
Gusto ko masasabi kong sa akin. Ikaw ba? Kasi I want to be in charge of the ending too. Anong inisip mo?
Also known as the part that I screamed at Anna for no reason. Oh, y'all better give me this transition into the real kiss. Yes, that's what I wanted, that scene.
May tawanan na tutuldukan, nagyakap halik, may pag-ibig pa rin pag ika'y na sentro nitong daigdig. Wala nang makadadaig sa atin.
That transition always gets me.
Madobalan pusong pagal, babalikan pagmamahal.
Stop it.
Babalikan pagmamahal. Babalikan pagmamahal. Babalikan pagmamahal.
Patricia, you're killing me. Like I mentioned all throughout reacting to this series, every single episode, I'm pretty sure I mentioned at some point that Patricia, who like was in charge of the music or arranging the music, or whatever she did the music for the damn series. She deserves all the awards in the world. She deserves a Grammy, she deserves an Oscar, she deserves a Tony, she deserves a Brit, she deserves, I don't care what award, whether it's for entertainment or not, she deserves every award in the world because she deserves a Nobel Prize, because the work that she did on this show, the music that she chose for this show was so perfect. It was like the most perfect soundtrack I've ever heard, and that's why I said, like, it's my top BL soundtrack that I've reacted to thus far. There have been great songs and great, great emotive parts and all that from all the series that I've watched and music that I've really enjoyed, but just the overall experience, like, you guys who've been following me for long enough now know, or I've mentioned from time to time, like, I've come from a bit of a musical theater background. Like, I perform, well, not all the time so much anymore because COVID and all that kind of stuff, but before, quarantine shut down the world, I perform different musical theater and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's kind of just a part of me to associate music with a scene, or to associate music with a feeling. So I feel like what Patricia did in this series, different from other series that I've watched, is the music was such an integral part of every single episode, such an integral part of those major scenes. And even when it was just background music that they were dancing to, or background music to like a flashback or a fantasy scene or something like that, it was still so perfect. It's like every song was written for this particular scene or this particular song to get you to feel this particular emotion. And I don't think the songs were written for Guys Saw Película. They may have been, but I don't think they were. And if they were, well, fantastic job, everybody. But just the way that she picked the music, the way that things were arranged, and the scenes that they were put forward was just so perfect. So every time I watched an episode, I'm like, what do you got for me, Patricia? What you got for me this time? Because everything was so perfect, so perfect. So this was just another one of those songs that was just so perfect. Perfect. And Ian's voice on it, make me melt. The visuals made me want to cry because they kept stirring up all these emotions and making me remember all the stuff from the series that I didn't feel like reliving today. Like, I've recorded three of the 4 Guys Saw Película reactions that I was doing for this week today. The first one I recorded a couple days ago, but I've recorded the other 3 today, and I've been on an emotional roller coaster. I did not need to relive the entire series right now in one music video. God, but yeah, the song is just this. It makes me emotional, and like I said in my other reactions, the reason that these 4 songs were my favorite were for 4 different reasons. True Young Lovers is the one that I out of every song on the soundtrack, it comes on and I want to sing. I want to cover that song. Like, I wish that there were a karaoke track for this song. I found a piano instrumental track to it, so, you know, who knows, maybe sometime, someday, who knows. But it's a song that it comes on and I want to sing it. Mainly the acoustic version, but either version, like, I want to sing the song. It's the song that I want to cover the most. Tulog na Mahal Ko is the song that makes me feel the most. I feel very, very sad because I associate it with a sad scene in the show, so I associate it with sad feelings, but it makes me sad. I feel the most with it. Fools is the one that just sounds musically the most different on the soundtrack out of everything that I've heard. All the other songs seem to fit within a similar kind of genre or similar kind of instrumentation. They feel like, even though they're not sung by the same people, it could have been a family of musicians or a family of music that it all came from. And then Fools just feels like the most different out of it. It's got this soul, R&B, grunge, alternative pop. I don't know, just this. It's just genre. The genre feels different from everything else on the soundtrack. And then this one is just, it's just such a sweet, intimate moment. I associate it with a sweet, intimate moment between Vlad and Carl, because in the show when they used it, it was at the beginning of episode 8, I think, after Vlad had just gotten his heart broken again, and he was getting ready to pack up his stuff, or he was packing up his stuff to leave, and Judith was there, you know, waiting on him, and like it was flashing back and forth between Ian or Vlad playing the guitar and singing to Carl, and flashing back between that scene and the scene where he's actually packing up his stuff. And it's this nice sort of alternative world that they could have lived in my mind. Yeah, like it just explores this, like right now they're in the scene, they were in this very sad place where Vlad's heart's broken. Carl is, you know, obviously upset. Carl does not want to hurt Vlad. Carl is hurt by this himself, but he's just not in a place where he can come out and be open to the world and all that kind of stuff. So they're having to part ways, but when Vlad is singing this, when they're flashing back to like Vlad singing this, like it's this alternate world where, you know, titles don't matter, being gay or straight or whatever, it doesn't matter. All that matters is just them being together, spending time, and just the music. Love is enough. I've said it so many times in so many of the reactions I've done to series that I wish that love were enough, but sometimes love is just not enough to make a relationship work. There's so many other factors, and I wish there's so many of these characters, hell, so many people in real life, myself, that I wish that love were just enough to make a relationship work, but sometimes it just isn't. It just isn't. And for me, that scenario, that sort of dream fantasy world where he's playing the guitar and singing the song, it's this world where love is enough, where them just loving each other, caring for each other is enough for them to be together. It's enough for them for the relationship to grow. And it reminds me of the scene that comes later in the episode where they use Tulog na Mahal Ko, which also makes me terribly, terribly, terribly emotional, because that scene is, again, exploring their alternate ending, where what Carl imagined they could be, what life could be for them if the world weren't the way the world is. And it's just this beautiful scene, and it just gets me emotional thinking about it every time. So I'm gonna stop thinking about it. I'm just gonna end this video here. The song is beautiful. Ian is beautiful. I wish I found a live version of this because I'd love to hear him sing it live because I just love the sound of his voice. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. If you want to, you don't have to, you're more than welcome to. If you want to, and I'll see you guys later. Whew. Bye. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys.